look in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a very sensitive educational video and documentary. And what I want to report to you about is how our black daughters, and this can apply to any daughter of any ethnic group, but I'm focusing on the black community right now, how our daughters, damn near almost over half of them, have been touched inappropriately by a family member or by their mother's love interest. And I'm going to go deep into this. We're going to get deep into this. Again, this is an educational video, a documentary about the hurts, the things that are tearing our communities apart. So let's go ahead and get into this. 1 second as I pull it up.
Suddenly, your mom passes away. Your dad is not around. So is that when your aunt came in for you to live with her? Okay. And usually that's a good thing, but in your case, it was the exact opposite. So your aunt had a boyfriend. And what happened in that situation?
My aunt's boyfriend would like molest me. Drug me, take advantage of me, and she would just watch it happen.
Now, if you don't know who this lady is, this is a young lady who is a rapper from New York City. Her name is Scarlett. The reason why I'm choosing to use her is because there are many, many black women who are walking around with these particular traumas in their lives. Now, I can share with you my own personal experiences of dating black women. And like, out of all the black women that I ever dated, out of every ethnic group of women that I've dated, when they get close to me, get cool to me, they want to share their life story with me, only the black women that I've dated that I was sexually engaging in sex with told me that they was molested, taken advantage of. And I'm telling you, a lot of women that I've slept with have been, and you too, have been molested. Our women. Now, this woman, Scarlett, is telling you that her mother knew about it, about her being molested and drugged. I have dated women who have told me the same thing, similar things, that their mothers knew that they were being molested by their current love interest, but they didn't want to lose that new man. And in some cases of the women that I've talked to and met, it wasn't just one love interest. Sometimes mama have a relationship that didn't work out, so she had another boyfriend come in and move in the house with mama and that daughter, and now the new man is also touching the daughter after the other man, the last boyfriend, was doing it. So it's a repeated cycle. Okay? So I'm gonna keep going with this. I want y'all to really pay attention to this.
When you say drug you, what does that mean exactly?
Drug my food, my drink.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about that in a song later on, Therapy. And I actually cried a little listening to that song. I have a person close to me that had something similar happen to them. And, it just started to dig up the feelings and conversations that I had with that person. That was horrible. You were only 12 years old at the time?
Only 12. And then I thought like me going to my aunt, like, cause she said she didn't want us to be in the system, but she did worse to us.
Now, I want you to understand something. I want you to understand something. All right? That woman, that young lady, mother died. And then her aunt stepped in to keep her from getting into the system, foster care and stuff like that. Once her aunt got involved, her aunt didn't give a damn about her and let the boyfriend, her aunt's boyfriend, touch her. Now, something I want you to understand. in situations like this. There are a lot of young ladies right now who went and told their mothers and other people in their relationship, most time in single parenting homes that is ran by the mothers, from what I'm seeing from my research. They told them. And then other members in that family knows about what is going on with the daughter. They know that this dude is touching on her, but no one is saying anything about it. They are still going to the cookouts with these people. No one's saying you can't come here no more. Nobody's filing police reports. Everyone is just kind of sweeping it underneath the rug. And a lot of times you'll see that in a lot of black families. I've seen it. You know what I mean? You can't tell me shit because I'm talking from experiential knowledge. I've seen this shit. All right. So I've heard of this stuff. Okay. So men like myself, we don't call black women queens. I'm gonna tell you why we don't call them queens. Because when women say that they are queens, they mean it in a weird way. And what do I mean? When they say that they are queens, they pedestalize themselves. Like they are better than everybody. I'm not gonna listen to you. You can't tell me shit. So most times men say you are not a queen. Okay? And we look at other men and say that you are not a queen. So the reason I'm saying all this is to say this right here. Instead of calling you queens, we just recognize you as the daughters of black people. What do I mean? Every woman is the daughter of someone. And as a young child, son or daughter, they should be protected. All right? And some of these parents are piss poor. Now, there are men who are predatory that do look for young little ladies like that of her age group to try to touch on. Okay? And I will acknowledge that happened. But what I'm talking about today is these piss poor mothers who knows what is going on and let it go on because they don't want to lose the man that they have. Okay? I feel that you have to, as a content creator, you have a responsibility to put the truth out there. Everything shouldn't always be about clicks, views, and likes and shares and sensationalism. Sometimes we have to be able to expose evil to people. Now, there's a lot of people who use my videos and do reaction videos on their channels to my reaction videos, and I'm happy for you. I don't have no problem with you whatsoever. You will never get a copyright strike from me, so please do. What I'm requesting from you who do those things, use this video. Spread this message out. We got to expose what is going on in the black community. And again, this applies to so many other children of different ethnic groups, but we're focusing on the black community today. Let's go ahead and keep going.
So let's talk about how I told my mama I was being molested. And boy, I tell you, when it's your mama. Okay, so one instance, there was this guy, it was his friend. I always thought he was in the military because he always wore army fatigue. So me being a young child, I always thought he was in the military. When I say young, I was anywhere between 7 and 8, maybe. I don't know. And I remember this one time, he was like, hey, come in the bathroom and help me, change the light bulb. And I'm like, okay, and he stands me on the sink, and I look, it was one of them old school, lights where you have to reach your hand over the top to unscrew. And he got me standing on this sink, and I feel like, I'm too far off the ground, like I'm scared. And that's when I realized I was scared of heights. And he was like, oh no, I need you to help me. And I'm like, I'm scared. I want to get down. And at that very moment that I'm saying that, the bathroom doors open. And it's my mom standing there. And I'm like, Mommy, I want to get down. And she legit look at me, look at this man and say, all right, now give me my money.
Okay. So this woman was pimping out her daughter at a very early age. I think she said 8 or 9 or 10 or something like that. Whatever it is, 12, whatever. Her mother was doing this. The very one who's supposed to be nurturing her. Now, let's don't be ignorant. All mothers ain't good mothers. Okay, this is why I never tell a woman I don't know Happy Mother's Day, and I never will anymore. I used to. I never will. Because I don't know if you are being a good mother. I know my mama was a good mother. I know my grandmother was a good mother to my mother, as far as I know. So I tell them that. But when I see a woman on Mother's Day, they want me to tell them. I say I don't celebrate that holiday, just to shut them up. Because I'm not going to tell you that you're good and your child is right there. And I don't know what you're doing to that child. You might be a monster to that child. And here I am, an adult, and she's seeing all these other adults not believing her, telling her, begging and screaming for help from somebody, scared to ask for help because she thinks something gonna happen to her. And then you have a person like me, another adult, that says Happy Mother's Day, as if I am approving what that mother is doing to their daughter. You get what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
He proceeds to reach down in his pocket, give her money, and she shut the fucking door. She shut the fucking door. I will never in my life forget that shit. When she shut the door, this man proceeded to finger me.
Damn.
And she let him do it. She knew what she had to, she knew what this man was doing. For years, like,
see, this is terrible. This is terrible. Now, what I want you to understand, gentlemen, I'm going to take you deeper into the woman's psyche, into how her minds work, how women mind work, okay? And women, you can probably tell me I'm telling the truth or not. Gentlemen, a lot of times we've been getting it wrong. What do I mean? We say that women cannot pair bond because they are celebrating lifestyles of promiscuity, out in those streets being hoes. And we are right to an extent. But sometimes the causes of them living lifestyles of promiscuity and doing all this sexual behaviors because they've been molested. Some of the reasons why they cannot pair bond with you and I, gentlemen, is because they have been touched at an age that they should not have been touched inappropriately. 12, 8 years old. A lot of times women who are molested like this, they tend to get a high sex drive because that predator, that man who touched her and did those horrible, horrendous things to them, awakens an appetite. An appetite that should only be awakened when they are married. So when you are a child and you're being touched in such a way, okay, you're being exposed to a part of your biology at an age that is too young. So whenever a man comes to you and start flirting with you and tell you I love you, a hustler, a pimp, a player in the street, whatever, you may think that is love if you sleep with them. We must not forget that these things happen. We must not forget that our daughters, our black daughters, are being touched by predator men, and also they are being touched by mothers who allow it. Now, I'm going to give you some numbers and statistics and facts because some of you like that shit. I'm going to put that on the screen a little bit and show you the precise amount of women who grew up in these type of households. But first, let me play this lady.
Everybody, so really quickly, I just wanted to address this ignorant remark because I got time today, y'all. So, in regards to 10K, Dallas, whatever your name is, sweetheart, you are partially correct. At that age, I was a little bit fast. But however, the only reason why I was fast was because I was already molested by multiple men and I was already raped by multiple men as well. So before you get on the internet making stupid comments, you should probably get the background of what already happened. Most girls who experience sex at a young age, it's not always based off of curiosity. A lot of times it's already because she's already been touched and she's already open So her body already naturally has those urges. And when a guy comes along telling her that she's beautiful, she thinks it already because she already had a grown man touching her in that area.
She made my point exactly. And she's speaking as a victim of child molestation. I'm gonna put this video up here, this clip, and then I'm gonna show you the numbers after this clip, because I'm gonna talk about right now. Did you know that children who have autism, mentally disabled children, they go through this. They are often touched and molested by the foster home people, the group homes, and whatever it is, foster home as well. And we're finna dive into that because these predators choose these type of girls because who's gonna believe them? They're already mentally slow. They have a greater chance of manipulating them and controlling them. So let me go ahead and get into that right now. We're going to speak the truth today on Jeremy Hill Show.
So what happened with Daddy Chris?
So on that night when Genesis friends came.
So it be stuff like that be making me feel like some of this shit be true because she be detailed about the days. Like,
We were in the bathroom, right? We took off our clothes. He was uploading porno videos. After he did that, we started to fuck like the porn.
and what you think happened in the car?
Then before we came to our house on the driveway, he asked me to put my shorts down.
So like, what do I do?
Like I said before, as someone who has previous convictions for sexual assault, he should have never been allowed around her, and he should have never been allowed around the group home. The second these allegations started, she should have cut all of that shit clear off.
See, that's the problem. These women would rather be with Pookie, Ray Ray, and Nook Nook, even when they have a history or a known reputation for being a person who gets in trouble, sell a whole lot of drugs, can't remain gainfully employed, or even touching kids. If there is one rumor of a man who touches children in the neighborhood, why the fuck are you women still willing to date them? Even though there's no proof. And I hate to say that, there's a lot of times men are actually lied upon, and that's true. Sometimes men don't do that stuff. But let me ask you, is it worth the risk? Is it worth the risk of believing someone when there's rumors about them doing this and bringing them around your children? Now, let me give you the numbers. Now, hold on one second. I got to take the banner out so you can see it better. Okay, it says right here, according to the Lawrence Kids, they do children stuff, whatever. It said that how many girls are victims of abuse by 18? And it says there are more than 42 million survivors of sexual abuse in America, according to the National Association of Adult Survivors of Child Abuse. 1 in 3 girls are sexually abused before the age of 18. 1 in 3. Now, look at this one. This is according to the disabilityjustice.org. And it says, in general, people with disabilities experience domestic and sexual violence at higher rates than people who do not have a form of disability. Consider the following. 83% of women with disabilities will be sexually assaulted in their lives. 83%. Now, 83 minus 100 is a total, if I'm correct, 17%, right? So that means that out of every daughter, every girl who has a mental disability of some type, 17% of them are not going to be molested or experience any type of domestic violence. But damn near almost 100% of young ladies who have a mental disability will experience sexual abuse or domestic violence. And you know why the number is so high for them? Because they are disabled mentally. So like I said a while ago, it would be easier for a pervert to manipulate them than someone who is not mentally disabled, because a person who is not mentally disabled will fight your ass or do other things, or it'll be more difficult for you to try to take advantage of them. You sick motherfucker. Now, I'm not done. I got more for you. I got to give you all this truth tonight. Hold on. Give me a second. I'll pull it up. I want to break this down because we got to break it down.
I finally went public with my stories of sexual assault, my child abuse, and my family literally disowned me, mainly the elders. I went to the family Christmas party a couple of weeks ago, and I was literally thrown out by my uncle. It was his home and his girlfriend, because allegedly they saw my TikTok videos and, you know, they said that I was talking shit about the family. And my question is, am I talking shit about the family, or am I accurately retelling stories of abuse and trauma that happened to me as a child at the hands of the adults, now the elders of this family?
That's
the most
problem.
disgusting part.
That's the problem. A lot of times this happens. Like I said, I dated women like this, man. Dated with them. They always seem to have something wrong with them, some kind of trauma. People don't believe them. Now, like I always criticize the victim mentality of black women, okay? Because that's a different mentality. It's the victim mentality that we see in black women today has nothing to do with molestation. They just think that no one wants to help them. No one wants to protect them. No one wants to do this, X, Y, and Z. No one wants to provide for them. Woe is me. I can do bad all by myself. Shit. That's a different victim's mentality that I talk about when I speak about this. This right here is a legitimate victim. Okay? When you are a child, what can you do? So this is a real, authentic, genuine victim's mentality. Why am I covering this? Because as you already know, there is a big divide between black men and black women. And the only way that we can reconcile is if we understand what is going on with each other. And a lot of times this shit we dealing with right now that we have a hard time dealing with these women, it comes from their fucking childhood. Some of the reasons, like I repeat, some of the reasons why these women cannot pair bond has nothing to do with the fact that they are fucking Pookie, Ray Ray, or Nook Nook. It has a lot to do with the fact that they were fucking with their mother's boyfriend against their will. And they need to untie those knots of abuse and trauma that they've experienced growing up. So when they do come to you, before they even get to Pookie, before they even get to Nook Nook and Ray Ray, they are already fucked up. And then when Pookie and Ray Ray, Nook Nook comes into their life, they just fuck them up more. So when they say, damn, I'm tired of this shit, then I had 3 or 4 babies and shit, now they come to you and they are already overworked mentally. They are already fucked up. They have to go to therapy in some cases years to fix this shit. There's nothing you can do. They have these walls up. And again, it ain't always because of Pookie. It's because of her mother allowing these predators to pounce upon her. And then Pookie and them comes. That's another wall. What are we going to do, y'all? What are we going to fucking do?
Part of this for me is the fact that they villainized me for telling you guys, for telling TikTok my story. They were not upset at the people who did these things to me. In fact, a lot of the things that I shared on TikTok, they're not family secrets. They're well documented. People know.
Exactly. Like I said, a lot of time in these type of family, everybody in the family know what the fuck going on. Even neighbors know what's going on. But nobody is saying anything because nobody wants to get involved. Now, of course, I'm all for not getting involved in situations like if you see a woman getting beat up by a dude, I'll call the police or whatever. I'll do that. I won't get involved physically because shit, I don't know what's going on between them. You know what I mean? And plus, I got people I'm trying to get back home to. And there's people in my life that care about me that want to see me again. So I'm not going to jump in your situation and possibly lose my life trying to protect you. I'm not going to do that. All right? But when it comes to these children and stuff like that, and you are a family member or a teacher or someone, a mentor or something like that, and you have an idea that this is going on, you should act upon that. You should get involved in that. You should call CPS. You should call whoever you need to call because they're destroying our futures. When you mess with these kids, you are destroying our futures. It's a case. It's just true.
Well documented. People know. Police have been involved. Court cases have happened. But you guys are upset that I'm disclosing my part of the story. Not one person that abused me or any other child or woman in this family has ever been kicked out of a family function or asked to leave and not come back. Never. It's never happened.
So there's no consequence. There's no consequence to their action, so therefore they keep touching these kids. And you must back motherfuckers. I know somebody watching this know who probably been involved with this shit. If you hear me, do something about this shit. Because this woman ain't a bad looking woman. But I bet you she has a hard time pair bonding. I bet you she has a very difficult time trusting men or women. This is what you get. The modern day black woman, in my most humble opinion, a lot of the problems that we are having is in direct result to molestation of them as children. Okay? The reason why you're having a hard time finding that good girl, ladies and gentlemen, because the good girl have been ruined by their mothers allowing their boyfriend to fuck them. Ain't no other way to say this shit, man. I ain't gonna miss my words. I'm trying my best not to go off on that. I might need to get a Patreon so I can really express myself how I want to express myself sometime. But on some real shit, this is fucked up. So I am a tough dude, but I am not without sympathy or empathy. Now let me break that down. When you are empathetic towards somebody's plight, you are moved with compassion to try to do something about it. Just like in the scriptures when they say stuff like Jesus was moved with compassion to help somebody. That's empathy. When you sympathize with somebody, you just simply recognize the plight. You know it's a fucked up situation, but you don't do nothing about it. You be like, damn, that's messed up, man. Well, I got my own problem. Shit, everybody got their own thing. That's sympathy. I'm asking and begging you to be empathetic and have empathy and get involved and try to help these children. That's what I'm asking. Please do that.
People that were so upset, my aunts and uncles namely, they never called me. They stopped taking my calls. In fact, I tried to reach out to a couple of my aunts and uncles and none of them would take my calls. They were all there when it happened. They feel sorry for me, but they felt it wasn't their place to speak up for me. Since I've gone public, I've had many cousins who actually, some of the younger cousins didn't know what happened to me. I've had many of them hit me up and say, oh, Uncle so-and-so assaulted me too. Uncle so-and-so touched me too. I need to talk to my dad because these things happened to me too. I need to talk to my mom because these things happened to me too.
Yeah. These uncles or whatever they may be, or boyfriends, they don't stop with that one girl. They go to the next one because you're not doing shit about it. So in this case, our daughters, because you have daughters, some of you have daughters. You have to be careful about who you let around your children. I'm not done. I did a lot of work on this. Hold on one second. Let me play this right here.
And where was your mother? Where was she?
Working.
And did you ever tell her?
I was scared to tell her because, he threatened me.
That's what they do. But did you ever tell her?
I did.
And what did she say?
I was getting a whipping. And she was like, something's wrong with you. You just don't act the same anymore. She was like, you're not the same little girl. She was like, you're going to tell me what's wrong with you. And so I was like, okay, so now this might be a good time for me to tell her because she's asking. And so I told her.
And what did she say?
She said, you must have liked it because you didn't tell me.
Did you hear that shit there? So when the daughter goes to the mother, now let's get this straight, man. Men are protectors, but men are not the only ones who protect. When you look at the lions, okay, and his pride and them cubs and his female, his little queen, whatever you want to call him, he protects everybody in that family, don't he? But when he's not around to protect that queen of his or them babies, if someone try to attack the lioness, that's what I'm trying to say, the lioness cubs, the lioness babies, the mother, the lioness, the mama lion, will damn near give her life to protect those baby lions. So it ain't just the men. It ain't just masculine energy that protects. To an extent, femininity also bears the burden of protection. You are supposed to protect your children at all costs. And you're supposed to lay down your life for your child if need be. Now, I ain't talking about no child to go on the streets and just live the crazy life And he might get shot any goddamn way because he won't listen to nobody. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the innocence of a child. A child who ain't even riding a bike yet. Shit. One more and we get out of here. Or two more, actually.
Just let him know what happened. You don't have to name names. How old were you?
I was 8 years old. It was my birthday. And he said, I got a birthday present for you. And I said, okay. And he pulled out a purple umbrella. And he said, you have to give me a kiss and then you can have the umbrella. So I gave him a kiss on the cheek. He said, oh, that's not good enough. And he put his tongue in my mouth and he tongue kissed me. He took my virginity.
Took her virginity. Took her virginity. And put this scripture up there. All right, this is for the lady and all those women, because she ain't the only one that prostitute their daughter. According to Leviticus 19:29, this is a New International Version. It says, do not degrade your daughter by making her a prostitute, or the land will turn to prostitution and be filled with wickedness. Shit. You depreciate the value of your own daughter, your own seed, when you have her out there selling her vagina so that you can get some smokes and everything else. Now look at the part where it says, or the land, that's the America, that's all the countries worldwide, will turn to prostitution. They will turn to it. So morality will decline. Everybody will turn to it. And when you turn to something, it means you are facing a different way. You get me? So when you are facing morality and you are facing righteousness and you are facing trying to do the right thing, and you got this person over here who is so much of a whore now because her daughter, the mother has prostituted her to be a whore. She takes on whorish looks like you see right now. A lot of you daughters right now act like whores right now because your mama allow it. Your mama let you dress up in them booty shorts, let you dress up in leggings with your pussy print poking out and shit like that. Allow you to dress around looking like you're a grown-ass woman when you down 12 or 13 years old. And what you doing, you making these other people who are trying to go that way, they get tempted by you and they turn to your prostituting ways. They become whoremongers, what they become. Men become whoremongers when they see hoes. If there ain't no hoes, then there ain't no whoremonger. And the land will be filled with wickedness. What do you think this boss diva shit is? Girl, I get my bag, man. If he acting up, fuck his friend. Wickedness. One last thing and we get out of here. This is the last one. This one we're going to tell you her personal experience of her mother allowing her to be touched.
If there was an opportunity for him to rape me, he raped me.
Now, this is low now. This is low.
I was 4 years old. He didn't stop until I was 14 years old.
10 years of being assaulted, and the mother knew about it.
Not only did he rape me almost every day, but let me tell you, the woman that's been raising you, let me tell you, not only was he raping me, my mother knew he was raping me. She cared nothing about me. That's why women, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful when you let these men in your house. All of them men don't want you. Y'all gotta stop. They will seek you when you're weak and you're needy and wanting for material things. And he got him a little bit. And you want to act like you don't know. But you knew. 'Cause who doesn't know where a 4-year-old girl is? How can I be gone that long in the house? And I'm at the back of the house, and he at the back of the house, and you at the front of the house. Why the door closed? You ain't come and get me. I look back, you knew.
That is a piss poor, horrible mother. All you women out there who are allowing this shit to happen, you should be ashamed of yourself. All of you women who just move men in your house just because you like the dick, you should be ashamed of yourself. All you women who date the wrong type of man, you should be ashamed of yourself. Every one of you that move in men who ain't about shit, you should be ashamed of yourself. Every woman that knows a man and you know that he ain't about shit, he got a history of this shit or whatever it may be, and you move him in because you love him, you should be ashamed. If you take up for your man over your child, especially when it comes to something like this, you should be ashamed. You are a horrible piece of shit. Don't know how else to tell you. I am the gentleman who has gone rogue, which means I don't have to be fucking nice to you. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment. Do me a favor, please let people share this, hit the like button, share this, and please share this one. You know what I mean? This is really important. Every now and then I do videos like this where I'm putting in the link. I did a video about the drug usage that we have in our communities. I think it's called Black Women Love Crack. Black Women Love Crack, Reggie, Powder. You'll see it if you go in my catalog, but I'll try to leave a link to that. It's in the same vein of this particular content for this type of video. And it's all truth. You know, I only bring receipts. I only bring truth. That's what I do. The brick lady got arrested. I really don't give a fuck. I put a mugshot of her up there, but I probably won't be covering it because I done did 3 videos about this bitch. I did 2 live streams about that hoe, and I'm tired of her. Now, if I say anything else about her, do another video about this bitch, it would be only after she went through the due process of when they give her sentence or what the punishment is. I'm not going to be a bandwagon type of dude. I don't want my channel to be the type of shit. Like, I want to do a whole bunch of celebrities. Sometimes I do. It depends on what they do. If I see it happen in the black community, that's when I cover them, okay? But I don't want my channel to become a tabloid. If some of you might be too young to know what that is, it was just a magazine full of fucking gossip, okay? I don't want this channel. I want this channel to keep its integrity, okay? Every now and then I touch on them, but as you can tell, if you watch my content for any length of time, I actually cover things that are relevant in our community. No matter how shameful it is, no matter how outrageous it is, and it's going to be like that for as long as I can't make it. Like I always tell you, my content will never change to get a subscriber, and my content will never change to keep one either. I do not want this channel to be one of those channels where they start out one direction, giving truth, changing people's lives, and then the algorithm come along and their numbers shoot so far up and shit. Now they done changed the whole thing. They done sold out. Now they want to go ahead and talk about Cat Williams, and I talk about him, but they make 20 videos about this dude. From Monday to Thursday, you got 25, and I'm not knocking you. If that's what you do and you're getting paid, get it. You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather talk about me. I'd rather talk about things that is relevant in the fucking community, things that are shameful, things that we can possibly change, things that can be addressed. So I won't talk about Ro. I done already talked to her. I already told you. I'll put it on the screen. Me and her done had a conversation, all the other shit. But what I'm going to do after I see what the sentence is, then I may do a video about her. Okay, that's what it is. I'm tired of the bitch. I'm tired of her. I'm just so tired of her. There's so much other shit for me to cover. I don't have a lot of time. Okay, I got fewer moons ahead of me than I do behind me. You get what I'm saying? I'm 46 years old. Time is of the essence, and no one is guaranteed another day. So let me go ahead and put out much fucking shit as I can and keep you laughing, but keep giving you some serious shit. All right. I'll see y'all later.